All right, let's go over how gear works. So the first thing I want to talk about is how gear substat rolls work. And then after that, we can talk about how to improve your gear overall. So the first thing to know with gear substats is there are two conditions that cannot exist. So weapons cannot have defense percent or defense at all. And chess pieces out of attack. Okay. So from here, we're just going to talk about eye level 85 gear. Because once you pass the early game and cross through the mid game, you generally stop keeping eye level 70 gear unless it's epic and has really, really good rolls. Most of the time you'll be using eye level 85 gear or higher. In the comparison, I don't generally look at 88 gear because it's super rare. So I don't really care about the substat comparison for it, but we can talk over it a little bit afterwards. So with eye level 85 gear, the stat ranges are, so for attack, defense, HP, effectiveness, and resistance, you can roll between 4 and 8%. For crit chance, you can roll between 3 and 5%. For crit damage, oh, sorry. You can roll between 4 and 7%. And for speed, you can roll between, technically you can roll between 1 and 5. But 5 is extremely rare, and I believe 5 is only on epics. So generally the roll range people consider is 2 to 4 because 1 is also really rare. We don't know of the actual weighting in terms of like what you can, like the chance to roll, 4 versus chance to roll 8 versus 7. We don't know the actual chance to roll 1 versus 5 versus 3 for speed, but we know that 1 and 5 are very, very uncommon. It's very rare to see a 1 roll, and it's very rare to see a 5 roll. So these are basically what you can have for substats. So you can start with these stats, and you can also roll into these stats. All right, so other things to note about gear. Let's talk about I-70 gear and I-85 gear. Or 88, sorry, not 85. So I-70 gear, for the most part, what we believe is that the minimum and max are -1 to the ranges on the left side. Now, that's not always true. It seems like epic gear, even if it's in the 70 range, can still roll the same as 85 gear. So I think the only one that's like notably different is crit damage is 3 to 5%. Now I'm not 100% sure on the I-70 rolls, and the reason for that is because I don't often roll them anymore. But I do know that you can get lower rolls. I have seen epic 70 gear start with 4 speeds, so maybe it's the -1 in the sense that speed maximum is 5. For eye level 88 gear, it's actually the other way, but it's slightly different. So not all 88 gear has the same rolling ranges. So 88 gear is generally +1 to min and max. So you can roll 2 to 5 speed. We've never seen 6 speed, so I don't think that's a thing. You can roll 4 to 6 crit, etc., etc. However, there's an exception. Certain gears will have I-88 base, but they'll roll like 85 gears. So last season 2 arena gear is a good example of that. The roll ranges are the same as same as 85 gear. We're not quite sure why that is, but that is kind of just how it worked. And the last thing to note is with the way gear works, gear can be upgraded from 0 to 15, right? So at +3, you get a substat. +6, +9, +12. And then at +15, it will roll into one of the existing ones. Right? So let's grab an example. I'll just grab a piece of gear that I have, and then I'll show you guys kind of the way that I go through with rolling it. And I'll put them side by side so it's easier. All right, so I have a piece of gear here. It's 8 attack, 5 crit damage, 8 health. So this is a max roll attack, max roll health, and a mid roll for crit damage, mid to low roll. So from here, I want to note 2 things. One, it is inexpensive to upgrade gear. So to check +3 for stats, if you use a charm and 1 piece of fodder, it's only 26,000 gold. If you use 4 pieces of fodder, it ends up being 38k gold, but still inexpensive. Overall, that between the two, it averages down to like 1 wyvern run to check a piece of gear to +3. From here, though, the way I want to analyze the gear is that what is the max potential of the gear? So because it's a purple piece, I can roll into the substats 3 times and then get a new substat and then roll into all 4 substats once. So from here, the max potential, if I, let's say, triple roll max attack, that's 3 times 8 will give me 32 plus the 8 starting. I'll have 40% attack, right? So 40% attack is a potential from here. 40% HP is a potential from here. If I rolled 21 crit damage, that means that I could have 26 crit damage as a potential here as well. And then the +9, which will give me a whole new substat, and the +15, which could also roll into the attack, crit damage, or health again. So when upgrading gear, it's good to analyze each step of the way, whether it's worth it to continue upgrading. So from here, these are max rolls, so I'm going to upgrade the piece of gear. So we rolled +3. I've rolled 5% health. So now, because I've rolled into a substat, I want to analyze again if the piece of gear is worth upgrading for me. So from here, the max potential on health would be 2 rolls into health at 18%. So this could still go up to 31% health. So 31% health is pretty good. But I still think that's worth it. So I'm going to make the upgrade again. So to go from +3 was approximately 38k gold. So now I'm going to use 2 charms and a piece of fodder to bring it up to 6. So this is 53k gold. So in total, we've spent about 90k gold so far upgrading. All right, so we rolled the same amount in the attack. So now I have 5% attack, 5% health. This means I can get to 21 attack or 21 health, or I can roll up to 12 crit damage. So from here, you just continue to analyze a piece of gear over and over. For my account personally, this is not really super helpful for me. So I'm going to be selling it and using it as fodder for something else. A good tip I like to give for gear is any gear you want to upgrade, you should lock. You lock pieces of gear you want to upgrade, and when you decide the gear is no longer relevant to you and you want to get rid of it, you should unlock it and sell it from there. Or, well, don't sell it, feed it. When you have gear that's upgraded, generally I would say it's worth feeding that piece of gear to another piece of gear for experience. The gold will be there in terms of cost, but I think it's a more efficient way to use it. So I'm going to take a piece of gear here where some people would question, whether it's worth upgrading or not. I think it is. I'm just going to use this as an example. This piece has the chance to roll 30 crit chance, right? I can roll 5 crit chance 5 times. I do have the minimum roll in the crit damage and the flat health, but I think it's still worth giving it a shot. So I'm going to feed some gear to it and then kind of use this as my example. So start. I'm not going to just jump into all of it right away. We're going to level it up piece by piece. So we got 6% crit damage roll. So to analyze again, from here, we still have 4 roll potentials. Could still get 25 crit chance. Have 4 roll potentials into the crit damage, which could give us 38. So let's keep rolling that. So I rolled a max crit chance. So far this piece is actually looking really good for me. Looking like it could be pretty good. I would need another 1 or 2 rolls in the crit chance crit damage to be ideal. So there's another roll in the crit chance. Even if it's a low roll, still got good potential. So I can roll up to 23 crit chance on this, or 24 crit damage here, which either would be good. This would probably end up going on like one of my nukers. It could be a broken set piece. It doesn't have to be forced on the speed set. You know, as long as I'm not looking for like a 220, 230 speed unit, it's okay to use these pieces that don't have any speed on them, especially for chess pieces. Nuker pieces for chess pieces don't have attack, so you really have to look for either crit chance, crit chance, crit damage, speed, HP, defense, etc., or effectiveness, depending on what you're looking for. I don't actually know if I have enough charms to do this, but I can always pick up some more. I have a lot of conquest points. And there's another roll in the crit damage. So the crit damage roll is low. Not the most ideal piece. I would have liked to get some higher rolls, but I think in my case, the plus 15 will be worth it because I have the chance to get 18 crit chance or 21 crit damage. Overall, the rolls will be good. This is something that will upgrade my lower end. This isn't going to be like a top end upgrade piece, but you know, that is really what I'm looking for. I'm looking to upgrade those bottom ends. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video talking about gear substats, how they work, how to analyze them. I'm going to have another video out later this week talking about gear depth. So gear depth is a different topic and a different discussion that a lot of people don't quite know and don't quite understand. But I really hope you look forward to it. It will most definitely help you improve your gear and understanding of the game. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment below. I will try my best to answer all of them like I did in the last video. But besides that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I really hope it helps you. And, you know, good luck on your gear rolls.